behavior. Nothing can stop me, I can't get enough. Playing with dangerous bad behavior.
Jason Statham's Expendables franchise might be on the edge of making a big comeback with Expendables 5. But the real question is, could this be the movie that shows off the best of who Jason Statham is today? If so, there's one name that could totally turn things around: Guy Ritchie. He might just be the perfect pick to breathe new life into the series. Here's everything we know so far about the potential next installment. Before Jason Statham's first action role in Ghosts of Mars, he was better known for his comedic performances in British gangster movies. But everything changed with The Transporter, which kicked off his career as a top-tier action star. Whether the movies are great or not, Statham's action films are almost always entertaining, and while he occasionally steps outside the genre, he knows exactly what his fans want to see. Fast forward over 25 years since his debut, Statham is still a major box office draw. His solo hit The Beekeeper made waves in early 2024, and franchises like The Meg and Fast and Furious are thriving. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Expendables 4. The movie tanked with terrible reviews and only made back about half its production budget. While a fifth movie isn't off the table, it's clear the franchise needs a serious shakeup to bounce back. Statham's career took off when Guy Ritchie cast him in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, despite him having little acting experience. The low-budget film became a cult hit, and Ritchie cast him again as the lead in Snatch. Though their paths diverged after that, the two have teamed up a few more times over the years. One of their recent collaborations, Wrath of Man, stands out as one of Statham's best thrillers. If The Expendables is going to make a comeback, Ritchie might just be the guy to save it. Ritchie has become one of Hollywood's busiest directors, churning out a major film almost every year since 2015. Many of his projects, like The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare with Henry Cavill, Statham's Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre, and the upcoming In the Gray, are ensemble action flicks. While not every Ritchie movie is a critical darling, he always brings his A-game, which might be exactly what the Expendables franchise needs. One big reason we need Guy Ritchie to direct Expendables 5 is that Expendables 4 was a letdown on almost every level. The story was painfully unoriginal, the CGI looked cheap and obvious, and the action scenes didn't deliver anything memorable. Back in 2014, Expendables 3 had mixed reviews and a lukewarm box office. At the time, the blame fell on its softer PG-13 rating and a bloated cast that didn't give any of the characters their time to shine. Fast forward nearly a decade, and instead of learning from those mistakes, Expendables 4 made brand new ones. The story felt like a lazy copy-paste job. The effects were so bad they couldn't even make outdoor scenes look convincing, and the action, which is supposed to be the series' selling point, was nothing special. The fourth film tried to pass the torch to Jason Statham as the new lead, and while he gave it his all, the movie itself just wasn't up to par. After a 9-year wait, audiences deserved something way better than this half-hearted attempt. The lack of effort in the storytelling and execution made it feel like a missed opportunity, especially for a franchise with so much potential. To turn things around for Expendables 5, the franchise needs a fresh perspective, and that's where Guy Ritchie could make all the difference. Ritchie has a knack for crafting ensemble action films with sharp dialogue, stylish visuals, and well-choreographed action. His experience working on movies like Wrath of Man and Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre, both featuring Statham, proves he knows how to get the best out of his cast while delivering a story that's both fun and engaging. The first step would be to ditch the over-reliance on bad CGI and bring back the gritty, practical action that made the earlier Expendables movies exciting. Ritchie's hands-on approach to stunts and his ability to inject creativity into action scenes could breathe new life into the franchise. Audiences want to see something fresh, whether it's inventive fight choreography, unique set pieces, or a story that actually gives the characters meaningful arcs. Speaking of story, Ritchie could help elevate Expendables 5 by crafting a narrative that isn't just a thin excuse for explosions and gunfire. Imagine a plot that takes a deeper dive into the team's dynamics, explores their vulnerabilities, and gives each member their moment to shine. Ritchie's signature style of balancing humor and drama could add the emotional weight that's been missing. And lastly, Expendables 5 could focus on creating a tighter, more balanced cast. Instead of cramming in too many big names for the sake of star power, the film could prioritize quality over quantity, allowing the core team to stand out. Statham, who thrives under Ritchie's direction, could lead the charge, with his character given a solid arc that showcases his charisma and skills. Throw in a few fresh faces and maybe even a clever villain, something Ritchie excels at crafting, and the franchise could feel revitalized. With the right blend of style, substance, and spectacle, Expendables 5 has the potential to not just bounce back from its predecessor's mistakes, but to set a new benchmark for the series. All it needs is a director like Ritchie to bring that vision to life. Furthermore, the Expendables franchise is at a crossroads, and Guy Ritchie might just be the perfect director to give it the reinvention it desperately needs. After the underwhelming reception of Expendables 4, fans aren't likely to rally behind another sequel unless it offers something genuinely fresh. A total reboot isn't the answer, but a reworking that keeps the core elements, especially Jason Statham, while exploring new angles, could spark the excitement the series has been missing. Ritchie has proven his knack for handling ensemble casts and practical action with 5 collaborations with Statham: Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, Revolver, Wrath of Man, and Operation Fortune. This history of trust and chemistry could translate into a leaner, sharper Expendables 5. The franchise needs to shed its habit of simply recycling nostalgia and instead focus on creating memorable moments, iconic set pieces, standout characters, and sharp one-liners. The next installment should aim to recapture the raw energy of Stallone's original vision, a stripped-back, high-stakes mission movie. Ritchie's ability to combine clever storytelling, practical stunts, and a touch of humor could bring the franchise into modern action cinema while honoring its old-school roots. Of course, it's unclear if Ritchie would be interested in tackling the series, especially given the baggage from the last couple of films. But if he isn't, perhaps the franchise could look to other iconic action directors from the era it seeks to homage, names like John Woo, Michael Bay, or even John McTiernan. If Stallone himself returns, he could step back from the spotlight and focus on directing, but it's clear a fresh creative voice is essential. The series' future is uncertain after Expendable 4's box office bomb, with potential ideas ranging from TV adaptations to direct-to-video sequels. However, the franchise still holds value thanks to the success of its earlier films. If the producers can take a step back, regroup, and bring in a director with a clear vision, there's still hope for the Expendables to make a triumphant return. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.